On May 30th, just over 2.5 months ago, I took delivery of my ultimate dream car, a 2024 GT3RS. Now, when I took delivery of this car, we had a bunch of damage to repair. The car hit a tree in this corner right here.
Oh shit!
We had to repair the tub, repair the suspension, repair the body, replace a bunch of airbags in the interior, replace all of the wheels. Though we haven't been able to get the car 100% complete because we have been waiting on a package from Germany to get this thing 100%. That package, I think, just showed up. One giant package coming all the way from Germany. Now, the second I saw this, I was a bit concerned. You can see the bottom is falling out. So before the freight company left, I had to open it up and pull out every single part to make sure what I had ordered was in the package. Sweet, it's all here. Thankfully.
Right. Oh yeah.
Germany. So if there was something missing, that'd be a headache. Awesome. Thank you, sir.
You bet. I'll give you that one.
Sweet.
All right. Have a good day.
You as well. Take care, man.
You bet.
Now, thankfully, everything I had ordered was in the package. Nothing had fallen out of the bottom that was ripped apart. If you want to spend $4,292 on your GT3RS, this is what you get. A few select plastic pieces to complete the front end, plus another 500 bucks to ship it from Columbus to here. The very first thing I'm gonna work on is getting that front bumper cover complete. This piece right here was the main thing that we needed to get that bumper complete. We had this and the side marker light. We could have put that light in later, but this guy is like a rear structure, kind of holds everything together. A lot of parts bolt to this. So that is why we couldn't run that bumper cover, because it would have fallen off, as there's no way to bolt it on the driver's side. So laid out here is everything for the front bumper. We have the cover itself that used to be cracked in half, and now it looks perfect. And this here is all the parts and pieces to get a complete front bumper cover for the car. Now, it's been so long since I disassembled the bumper, and there's so many pieces that go onto it. You can see here I would assemble and then disassemble because I had forgot a certain part. It took a while, but we got her complete. Man, it's crazy to think that this exact bumper just a few months ago looked like this. And now it's fully assembled. Everything fits perfectly just like it should. And you can't even tell that this thing was cracked in two separate pieces. Now, before we get the bumper on the 3RS, we do need to get the whole servo motor assembly installed onto the car and get this lower diffuser piece replaced. So all of these pieces right here, fully assembled, is going to look like that. And then we can get the inner fender on, and finally the bumper goes on. The GT3RS has something called a DRS system. DRS stands for drag reduction system. This assembly here is part of that system. In total, the DRS contains 2 flaps in the front bumper and the adjustable rear wing. Basically, it's an Aero system which decreases drag and increases top speed. Now there was about 12 different pieces that make up this front Aero system. So to make sure I have everything installed properly, I went ahead and disassembled the untouched passenger side to make sure I get everything on exactly how Porsche did it from the factory. But before we could move forward, we had one issue we needed to take care of. The wiring connector for the servo motor ended up ripping off. Thankfully, it's pretty easy to find a replacement. It's actually a BMW connector that they sell. Before we wired in, let's confirm that it fits. Time after time after time, I am just so thankful that I continue to keep parts, old parts I thought I would never use. But here we can see exactly what wire went in each pin. This is the 3-wire, the passenger side for some reason is a 4-wire, so it couldn't go off the passenger side. So thankfully we have this to go off of. Brown, blank, 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 purple, white, red. Stoked I kept this. Before the bumper cover goes on, I need to verify that this whole servo system works properly. I am a little concerned. As you can see, the flap is pointed up toward the front. The passenger side is pointed down, but I think when I turn the car on, it's gonna just activate automatically. At least that's what I'm hoping, and just set all of that where it needs to be. No matter what I do, the active Aero system is not functioning. I cleared all the codes with the Autel scanner. I've reset the entire system. What I'm thinking is the front bumper cover with all of those electronics need to be on as well. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm just gonna get the car 100% complete, clear every code out of the entire car, all the modules, go drive it. Maybe it needs to initialize or something. I'm really hoping to not have to pull that bumper off a million times because it's kind of a pain, but if we have to do it, we have to do it. So let's get this thing 100% complete for the very first time and see how it looks. Getting to experience working on this car is pretty wild. Every little thought, for example, all around the inner fender there's seals, and I'm assuming the thought process behind that was so that Porsche could direct the air exactly where they want it to go and it doesn't leak out in other spots that it shouldn't. Man, seeing that in person was very surreal. The amount of thought that went into building this car is insane. After the driver's side Aero system was installed, I moved on to the passenger side, got that fully reinstalled, and then it was time for all the center air ducting and the lower front diffuser. This piece here directs air right into the radiator. The 992 GT3RS doesn't have any sort of frunk space at all, as all the cooling system takes up the entire frunk, no storage. And finally, it was time for our front bumper. All the components fit on the bumper very, very nicely. I was hoping it would fit onto the car very, very nicely, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case. The bumper is 95% on. Of course, the passenger side, which was untouched, fits great. I'm having a really difficult time getting the driver's side to fit properly. It's not clipped in all the way right now, but trying to get this gap perfect is not looking so hot. I'm hoping we can get it to fit right because the new bumper is way too much money and it's a very long wait time. I spent probably 5 hours in total trying to get this bumper to fit properly. Made sure every single bracket was in the exact position as the untouched passenger side. But no matter what I did, this thing was a pain. Well, I have some bad news, not for you guys, but for me, because I'm gonna have to spend a whole lot of money to make this right. So here's how the gap is supposed to look. Nice and even all the way through. Unfortunately, this is of course the side that hit the tree. The bumper was cracked all the way through here. And while the repair looks nice, unfortunately it does not fit good, honestly, at all. So that crack came all the way up through here. It looks like it's way too high right here. And then all the tabs and everything, just nothing really fits good. So we have a giant gap right there. I'm gonna run the bumper as is for now. I'm gonna get a new one ordered. When the new one shows up, I'll test fit it, make sure it fits perfect. Then we can get it painted, get it on the car, and this thing will be complete. But for today, let's just get the rest of the parts on this car. Very frustrating. It is a multiple $1,000 bumper and a very long wait to come from Germany. But if you stand far enough away, it looks good. So this will work for now. Definitely sucks. It's part of the game. We should have done a test fit on the bumper before we ever painted it. Unfortunately, we didn't. Nonetheless, let's get this thing 100% complete, take her on a rip, and see if our Aero system will initialize. Even though that bumper is very, very frustrating how terrible it's fitting, seeing it all complete for the very first time is very, very cool, man. Very cool. Let's go on a rip and see if just by chance all of the codes initialize and disappear. Man, seeing this thing outside for the very first time 100% complete is so surreal. I have dreamed of this moment right here for a very long time. If you've watched the channel for any sort of time at all, I've talked about getting a GT3RS, not just a 992, but a 3RS in general, for years. Now I highly doubt it's just gonna automatically initialize and fix the Aero system, but at least it gives me a reason to go drive. It's about time we do our first actual launch in the 992 3RS. Now I haven't researched on how to do this, but I'm assuming all you got to do is floor it. Yeah, that's all you got to do. That's pretty spicy. Someone in an Audi S5 just pulled out in front of me and they were ripping it. Now the RS isn't aligned yet, so I'm a little bit leery on the corners, but there was no way I could let S5 take these twisties faster than I would. Well, my rips did not fix the aerodynamics error. It's the only code left on the car, or the only issue electronically is that aerodynamics error. So we have two things left to fix. Three things. Replace that tire that's got a puncture on the sidewall, so I probably shouldn't be ripping it. Get the new bumper, get it painted, get it on the car. Aerodynamics error, which honestly, I'm not really sure on how to go about doing that because my Autel doesn't really communicate very well with this car. So I might need to bring it to the dealer and have them scan it and kind of point me in the right direction. But let's pull it back in the shop. We need to go ahead and get the rear tire fixed. That's got a big old puncture wound in the sidewall. But first, I'm gonna do one more launch. I wanna show you guys how this thing sounds from the outside. Now that sounds really good, but imagine with a full, and I mean full exhaust system that is on the way for the GT3RS. Should be here in the next few days. and I'm pretty excited to get it on. Whenever you remove and install one of these center lock wheels, Porsche requires you to have the car up in the air. That is torqued to right around 450 foot-pounds, so it's quite a bit you need to break loose. Porsche also requires you to push up on your breaker bar, compressing the suspension to get the center lock loose. I'm assuming the reason for that is if you push down, it'll overextend the suspension, overextend that strut, and potentially damage the strut. We got the wheel removed, and here is the reason we are replacing it. There's no way that's safe whatsoever. I've never seen this before. These OEM wheels on the 992 are made by BBS. That's pretty cool. We're gonna do a quick weight comparison. The forged magnesium OEM Porsche GT3RS wheel versus the replacement, which is a forged aluminum wheel. How much lighter is the forged mag wheel gonna be versus the aluminum? I'm guessing like 2 pounds lighter. Now these are both the same spec. It's a 21 by 13. Only difference being the material. I did have to put a piece of wood on here so the face of the wheel isn't hitting the table, throwing off the measurement. Went ahead and zeroed it out. The forged magnesium wheel comes in at 21.49 pounds. I was way off. Forged mag 21.5, forged aluminum 29.4. That is an 8-pound difference, the forged mag versus the forged aluminum. 8 pounds per wheel, you times that by 4, 36 pounds of not just weight, but rotating mass pulled off the car if you go to the forged mag wheels. Now they are about 10 times the price, so is it worth it? If you track the car, probably. If you don't track the car, probably not. So here we have the new RS5RR from Lightspeed Racing. I got the tire pressure sensor back in, the new tire installed, balanced, and back on the car. All the black wheels are on. This thing is looking freaking beautiful. I do still need to do something with the red decals. Unfortunately, they are under the PPF, so if I'm gonna change them, when I change them, I will have to un-PPF pretty much the entire car. The doors, the quarter panels, the rear bumper, the wing. The only things that can stay is the roof and the hood. With all the wheels installed, it was time to move back to this Aero system. We need to get this thing calibrated and working properly. So I got my buddy Nick on the phone. He is a Porsche certified tech. So he's gonna go in and he's gonna help me diagnose the aerodynamics error. You're so high tech, Nick.
What do you mean?
Certified Porsche, huh?
Yes. How's Bobby enjoying her new truck?
So these are all the codes that the car is storing currently. We're gonna clear all these and then see what comes back and then go from there. Is the reader one going first?
I could not tell you.
Ah, front's, dude, it's flopping. Everything's flopping on the whole car. The front's going to town, the rear's going to town. What the frick, Nick? That was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. No way. It works?
Taught correctly.
Dude.
Now,
You're a
fault memory.
literal genius.
Calibration. Now select all.
So we got everything functioning with the front Aero system. Both of the flaps in the bumper are operating and working as they should. The rear is activating, but it's not calibrating properly. So we're still having the error on the dash and the DRS system isn't functioning properly. The front is calibrated, that's all ready to go, but the rear is what's giving us problems, which is interesting because the rear's all factory. It's all untouched. You guys saw it move just fine when we manually activate it, but it's not calibrating. The last 2% of a car build is always the toughest. Things like this will fight you for hours.